Welcome, everybody, to episode 23 of Learning A-Leagues. Once again, it is just myself and Lachlan. Josh is off on some personal time. But Josh, oh, God damn it. Lachlan, how are you?
I'm good. Not up to too many shenanigans. Josh is just he's up to some hijinks, I hear. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
Some annual leave that I'm not paying for, so.
No. Wait. I got the Learning A-Leagues casual contract, so I'm not getting any of that. It's actually a volunteer contract, but
yeah, it's literally you give me money. I don't give you anything.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yep.
Help
but
me. I'm stuck.
These guys are here against their will, and Josh has somehow escaped. But anyway, let's get into it. We only had 5 games this week to cover. So
Do we?
Let's just get into the Western first.
The Western Sydney game?
No. I reckon we leave that.
All right. So for those who aren't aware, there was a game that was played, I believe, on a Tuesday. Was it on a Tuesday, Dom? Or did it not happen at all?
I don't know what game you're talking about. So
we're of course talking about the 7-0 game that occurred between Melbourne City and the Western Sydney Wanderers. We're not touching on it. We're just recognizing it. We're not recognizing it.
You can touch on it.
That's all right. Well, I think everyone already knows. I think we can get into the next game.
Yeah, absolutely embarrassing. I don't think there's any other way to put it for the Wanderers. Absolutely embarrassing.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, 7-0, which puts the Wanderers in a pretty awkward situation if it comes down to like goal difference. I know wins is the main decider now, but if them and Melbourne City are tied going into, the last week, the goal difference, that's going to play a major factor now because Western Sydney do not have a good goal difference anymore.
Yeah. One of the best defenses has significantly crumbled, but I guess we'll be able to talk on this more when they play each other again in a couple of weeks. But we'll get that another time.
But no Jamie McLaren again from the start for Melbourne City. Didn't need him.
I did say, it was max capitulation.
I laughed just as much then as I did the first time I heard
it. I had to say it again, just to rub it in a little bit.
But I don't think we can go away from this game without talking about that Terry Antonis absolute banger from inside the center circle.
Baffling, yeah, and of course the image that came with it, where we saw Rodan laughing on the sideline to the pick up the phone and call me Sally.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Absolutely iconic celebration and goal that'll go down in A-League history. But just want to give a special mention to Tom Beadling for having an absolute shocker of a first half.
It's not what I thought it was going to be, but I don't know what positive you could have been highlighting. So
Nathan Barry did pretty good when he came on at halftime. Also, 5 substitutions at halftime is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
I know
you got a press conference.
I know you got to change stuff.
Yeah,
but 5 substitutions at halftime. What happens if someone goes down with an injury? We're fucked.
That is true. That is true. Using them all up at once. So the players who came off,
it was Cicluna, Milanovic, Brook, Simmons, Beadling.
Okay.
And then Piraeus, Clare, Clisby, Ninkovic, and young Nathan Barry, who I thought did pretty well considering how shit the game was. I thought he did pretty well considering for the Wanderers.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But moving on as quick as possible from this game, I think.
I'll let you out of that one.
Okay. All right. On to the first game of the weekend. because that one didn't happen. Western United taking on Melbourne Victory. 2-2 draw. A bit of a cagey affair at points of the game. Western will go up 1-0 through Daniel Pena, returned from injury, last week, and then, came back for the fixture that he injured himself in, celebrating. No outlandish celebrations this week though from Pena.
Yeah, that just reminded me. Hey, they only played each other not long ago. That's so crazy. I hate the fixturing in this. One thing I really liked in this game, obviously we'll get to the goals in a sec, but there was a moment where Pena was trying to bring the ball down, and he decided he'd just play a 1-2 off Connor Chapman. And I just found that so funny because Chapman was like, "Huh?"
Yeah,
just kind of let him have it. But yeah, good goal for Pena to get free. He went from that cutback from Garuccio to get up 1-0. And then two of the players who we haven't been too high on for victory. I think you haven't minded Falami, but
I don't mind Falami. Economides, I'm not a massive fan of, although he did score in this game. Had victory 2-1 up. Not that it was a overly hard finish for Economides, but a goal's a goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ben Falami finally getting on the score sheet. He's needed that, I think, all season. He has been dangerous at times, but to finally get himself on the score sheet, I think that's good for him.
Yeah, and I can't lie in this, like, despite in total 7 shots on target, the 4 goals that happened, it's just shocking defense.
Yeah.
Like, just no one tracking runners, and the Economides goal, he scored a volley around Imai.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't know how you let that happen. That's crazy. And Garuccio has been making those runs all season.
Yeah,
I don't know how you don't track that.
Yeah, we know Garuccio is probably one of the better left backs in the league.
Yeah,
probably left back's probably a position that's not overly a high quality in the A League this season. I can't really name many more off the top of my head than Garuccio at the moment.
I guess you could say, because Farrell hasn't had he hasn't had like the highs going forward as he has in previous weeks. Kelly Heald, he's just solid. That's like,
I guess
he doesn't have those outstanding. I don't, and obviously Courtney Perkins has been on the up recent weeks. Other than that, though, yeah, I guess I could say Clisby's been, Vojt's been good.
Vojt's has been a bit underrated, but
yeah, I'd honestly say most left backs have been underrated so far this season.
Yeah, but I guess Garuccio is probably the one that stands out from the easiest.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, especially attacking wise.
Yeah,
he's got very good timing coming into the box.
And before Victory got on the score sheets, Michael Roos missed a penalty, pretty poor penalty from one of the biggest shithouses in the league.
I don't think you've referred to him as anything else but that. But
dude, fair, I love it. I
love it. Yeah,
I'm not gonna hate on him. I love those shithouses.
It's like we've got our own Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, pretty poor penalty.
Yeah, safe pen, but yeah, I guess you kind of had a different idea of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Actually, my other thing on this one, that while we were on that penalty, are you all good giving that penalty?
Yeah, I'm all good giving it.
In my mind, like, it was a lot of contact, but like, Garuccio's got his arm underneath. It's very James Harden Rockets NBA.
Looking for it. He's very much looking for it.
Like, it's smartly done, but should that be something that's looked at?
I don't know. I think because the first kind of contact comes from
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think it's Khalifi that gives it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because Khalifi doesn't maybe stop. Like I reckon if he stops there, I don't think Garicio's getting the ball in that scenario.
Yep.
But yeah, look, it's very touch and go. It's like we've said a number of times on this podcast. If it's given, it's not going to be overturned, and it's not given, it's not going to be given.
Yeah, and I think it's just something that doesn't have a set in stone interpretation as well. Like the whole reason why I bring up the it's not a rip through, but it's like a hook, offhand hook they call it in the NBA, is because it is after there was initially contact.
Yep.
So there's contact, then you draw it, and then to me it's identical. So that league decided let's get rid of it.
Hopefully,
I don't know, because it's so hard to see as well. So it's something that you need VAR to get rid of. But how much do we want to analyze the game to really get into that?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I don't know. I guess if Khalifi starts contact, then yeah, I guess you can do what you want.
Yeah, I guess that's it. You can't really, like I said, you can't overturn it, and if it's not given, you're not going to overturn it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it for the game. Other than like maybe the second half was pretty good. The first half was, I could give or take it, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go on to Adelaide versus Newcastle. Friday night game at Newcastle. I believe one of the first of the season there. So it was good to see, but unfortunately the crowd wasn't relative to that, unfortunately. Only 4,000 were at McDonald Jones Stadium, in a pretty big stadium, so it didn't look the greatest. But Adelaide came out and performed. One of their best performances so far. Not so far, maybe since the turn of the year.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember their last run of form, to be honest. It hasn't really been form, has it?
No.
Loss. Draw. Yeah. It's a loss.
maybe their best game since Unite round, really.
Yeah,
it's also it is their
much.
first win since Unite round, so that probably goes hand in hand.
Yeah, and look, I don't think they would have picked up the win playing that way, and if it was any other team.
No, they had a low chance go begging. Delianov made some pretty big saves as well to keep Newcastle out of it.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I noticed with Newcastle games, like I feel like I know Josh says it as well, is like our instinct is when we see a Newcastle performance and we watch it, we're like, oh, it's a goalkeeper show. Like, it's like every time Newcastle play, just both goalkeepers are just balling out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just a credit to Ryan Scott.
I think Ryan Scott has been one of the better ones this year, goalkeeper-wise. But yeah, I don't know if goalkeepers just want to turn up against Newcastle as well.
Maybe.
I don't know why they want to turn up against Newcastle, but they do.
A certain man going to Italy is helping, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, well, did he feature in this one?
He
did, 82nd minute.
Yeah, he did. Because I think if we want to talk about the disallowed Mork goal, I believe he was the one who... Oh, actually, no, that was Aquilina.
No, that was after, yeah.
I was thinking of the foul on... possible shouts for foul on Ibasuki, but I don't think it was anything.
No.
But
Stamatolopoulos had a couple of chances that went missing in this game. He's had a couple of weeks like that now.
Well, when's the last time he scored? It's been a minute, hasn't it?
It's a couple of games now, I believe.
It was...
I think it was MacArthur. So it's 3 games now that he hasn't scored.
To be fair, how many did Bruno go without scoring? I guess
too many.
Yeah, he can be allowed to do that, but I guess that's why Taggart got the spot.
Yeah, and this game saw the return of Lachie Bayliss. Another Lachie playing in the A-League again.
cheeky 8 minutes, but we love it.
Um,
But getting onto
yeah,
the actual goal that counted, how do you let Jovanovic have the ball for that long?
yeah, he did carry it for a very, very long time. Good strike, very good strike
Yeah,
from outside the
yeah.
box. Um,
I think he brought it in. He brought it inside, then he
it
took
was
it back
it was
outside, and
yeah, it was a
yeah.
very very well taken goal though
Does that
from
kind of
Luka
sum up
Jovanovic.
the season for Jets though?
I think it also sums it up for Adelaide as well. Like they're kind of
Possibly.
relying on these like one man performances, kind of like one
Yeah,
like moment of brilliance to find the back of the net at this point of the season.
I guess so. I think a lot of their wins have been carried by like one particular. Like there's some where like this last one they played against Sydney, I think it was, where it was just Ibasuki just took over, and then a lot of the
Ibasuki
start
and
of the season it was
Irankunda, and that was
yeah,
basically it.
and then start of the season it was just the Zach Clough show.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's something that Adelaide need to work on next season, because I'd imagine I think we both think that they're out of finals.
Oh yeah. I mean I'm a bit concerned about us saying a team needs to play more as a team, because the last time we said that, well, we know Daniel Pena just balled out.
But I think that's very very warranted for this Adelaide team.
Yeah, no, that's true. Pena
I
caught
think
stray in that one.
Yeah, like Nestori had a pretty good game this game, but
He did, yeah.
it's really Adelaide have been relying on him as their main playmaker, and I don't think he is a playmaker, not yet anyway. I think he's more of a finisher. He's just not. He's not that player that's going to create something. He is, to an extent. He is going to create something from out of nothing, but he's not going to create something for anyone else out of nothing. That's my opinion. Like he can, but
I think
more
he can
times than
make
not, he will.
I think he can make the odd header for Ibasuki, but
Yeah.
Other than that, it's I agree. He's not a playmaker yet, perhaps.
Yeah. But he did have one chance that hit the post off a left-footed shot. Not many we've seen from Nestori with these left foot, so good to see. He's developing.
Love to see it.
And my only other point for this game, I don't know about you, was if a player from the losing team could have won man of the match, I think it would have been Lucas Moragas.
Yeah.
I reckon he had an absolutely cracking game.
I don't think I could point to anyone else who really should have gotten it. Like we just mentioned how Stemmer had very good chances. The best chance was point blank against Delianov, and that was a beautiful ball put in by Moragas. So,
even Ryan Scott had a header in the box.
Oh, true. I forgot about that. That was a beautiful header, except it wasn't the best execution. It was a beautiful dive.
It was a flying Benteke, really.
I forgot about the flying Benteke.
But yeah, Moragas for me was, I reckon he still could have got player of the match. Like he was just that good, up and down that left hand side.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. We were just talking about left backs, and we didn't mention.
Yeah. Maybe left back is a bit of a
Oops, underrated.
Maybe right back's the position now.
I feel like we could get into a very long argument about this.
Fair. Maybe that's something we can do next week, since there's no A-League games on.
True. Oh.
But you got anything else?
Not on this one. No.
Yep.
No.
All right, let's get into a bit of Socceroos talk.
Nice.
Bit of Socceroos talk. The Socceroos have 2 upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Lebanon, one in Sydney, one in Canberra, as Lebanon cannot host their own fixture, like home fixture, due to
home fixture for us.
Yeah. I mean, technically it's out at Commonwealth, so you could probably argue that Lebanon will have a pretty they'll have a pretty strong supporting out there from what I've heard.
Fair.
I don't know. Can't tell you. I'm very deep in the Western Sydney community, but from what I've heard, they'll have a pretty good support base.
Nice.
But just to go through the World Cup squad, the World Cup qualifier squad, I guess we got Matt Ryan, Tom Glover, Joe Gauchi in goals, Jordan Boss, Nathaniel Atkinson, Cam Burgess, Thomas Dane, Gethin Jones, Lewis Miller, who has since pulled out due to injury, Kai Rolls, Harry Sutar, Keanu Backus, Aiden Rustic, Jackson Irvine, Riley McRae, Connor Metcalf, Patrick Yazbek, and Josh Nisbet has come in to replace Lewis Miller. Brandon Borello, Adam Taggart, Bruno Fornaroli, Mitch Duke, Craig Goodwin, John Iredale, Cassini Yengi, and Sammy Silvera. Now, any stipulations with this team at all, though?
Yeah. My main thing is there's so many strikers, and
six strikers.
Yeah, we've been seeming to play, one striker.
Yeah.
So it's either we're playing 4-4-2 or he's just trying to rotate them around and see who works best.
You can't rotate them that much in this game. These in 2 games though.
No, my other thing. Look, I don't know why we had to pick between Taggart and Stemmer. Like, I honestly would have put in Stemmer over Fornaroli, mainly because
would have put him over Fornaroli. Would have put him over Borello.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Mainly like age. Like, I think we mentioned it last pod before. Like, when's the next major tournament? Like, obviously this is a qualifier, so
2026.
But yeah. So what, World Cup?
Yeah, the World Cup's next.
Yeah. So like this, like it's the start of you want to build a team rather than just like we'll play these guys this week or this window and then we'll just play the best.
I think this is the time to do it because these are the easier qualifiers, as some would call it. Like this is the first round of qualifiers. I reckon if you want to experiment, this is the time to do it.
Yep.
Patrick Yazbek, I don't know why he was really pushed up from the Socceroos. I think he would have been more useful for our Olympic hopes if he was in the Socceroos. I also don't understand why he's got a call up for the Socceroos if his season hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not playing at all. Initially, I was a bit confused why Rustic was called up over Nisbet, but now that Nisbet's been called up, I guess that doesn't really matter to me no more.
It's true, but the fact that it happened in the first place and he was, it's still understandable to be like, that's a bit suspect.
Because since Rustic has played, I think we worked out like 10 games since the World Cup.
Baffling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he may be Australia's most technical player, but game fitness has to matter.
Yeah.
It just has to matter. Gethin Jones, not 100% sure why he's being called up again.
I think it might be like out of stubbornness to not drop him. Because if
I guess it is. I guess it works now since Lewis Miller has been omitted.
True, but if you were to drop him right now, then it's just him being like, okay, I was wrong, but I think he's going to try and stick it out and be like, see, this guy's a baller, trust me.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Who knows?
One of the main things from this squad is that Graham Arnold has not gone and picked some random multinational person to put in the Socceroos squad at this point.
He might be out for now. He's out of ideas.
Sakati and Valpardo still aren't being released by their Italian clubs.
Yep.
That's just a thing with the Italian FA, I believe. I reckon they're just geeing them up for the possibility that they could get a spot in the Italian national team in the future, which is very, very disappointing for us that want, especially Sakati. He's been in a couple of squads now, and I'm pretty sure he was in our World Cup squad, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like that's right, but I didn't take too much notice of it then.
But yeah, look, he just, I don't know whether it's a thing where he needs to get a move to be able to play in the national team. You'd hope not, but who knows? All right. So first game against Lebanon at Combank. Are we expecting a Bangladesh score, or are we expecting a bit of a tighter one?
Ooh. On a scale of 1 to 10, how Bangladesh is it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
How many goals on a scale of 1 to Bangladesh?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's probably the better way. Okay. Look, I'm not familiar with Lebanon's game. You'd hope to see a solid performance. I don't know if you're going to see more goals in the first or the second game. I
reckon we'll see more in second. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first will be like a measured one. They might come out hard and then settle down, but yeah, you'd hope to see over the course of it. Do you want to say 10? We could do a bingo again. Remember when we did bingo?
Oh, we could do bingo.
We could do bingo.
I like that.
We could pop that out later, maybe.
Oh, well, let's just do it now.
Let's throw in some bingo. Alrighty.
Let's put out the bingo now. All right. So we'll just do another 3x3.
Yeah. When was the last time we did Socceroos bingo?
Last World Cup qualifiers, correct? It was.
Yeah, I don't even think I can see it on here. Trying to go back in time. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Week 4 of the pod.
Jesus.
Crazy.
That's right. It was just before the Joe K episode.
Yeah. That was what we did last time. So I got that in there.
Right.
So last time we put Gauchi starts. Do you reckon we get anyone other than Matty Ryan in this one?
I am hopeful, but I don't think Graham Arnold will. So I think he's too stubborn.
Fair enough.
Do you want to do a 2x3 or a 3x3?
We could probably collaborate on a 3x3.
Okay. So
easy.
I'm gonna go for one I did last time. I'm gonna go for a Yangi goal.
Nice. Where do you want that one? Top left? We'll just go top left and across.
Yeah.
Nice. Yangi goal.
What do you
I think I might follow up with what I just said. Over both games, I want 10 plus goals. I think that's an easy one.
Yep. Okay.
We'll hope to see it.
10 plus goals. I like it.
Yep.
I'm gonna go for a John Iredale debut.
Ooh. Okay. Do you reckon that's as part of like a 2-striker system, or?
I don't know. I don't think Arnie's won much for one for change. So
fair enough. I love that last time I put 20 plus corners and we ended up on 19. I'm gonna go with. I might double down on Sutar goal. We did that one last time. Josh put that one in last time, but I like it.
I'm gonna go for someone to score a hat trick.
Ooh, that's a bit rude. It's only qualifiers. Come on.
Hey, it could only be a 3-0 win. It could just be a
that's true.
3-0 Harry Sutar hat trick. Nice. Imagine.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like top. I don't even know where he is right now in terms of like Socceroos all-time goal scoring. He's up there. Right?
He's pretty up there. Yeah.
I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised if he's top 5, but like, I think he's like 6, isn't he?
Yeah, I know he's definitely top 10. So.
Oh wait, no, I don't think he's 6. Where is he?
Maybe he's not top 10. I can't see him on here.
He's way down. So he's got 9. But yeah.
Okay.
So a hat trick would put him probably about 10th, yeah. But he's probably 15th right now. Okay, I got overzealous. But to be fair, potential.
Yeah, definite potential.
Oh, my turn. Okay. I'm gonna guess that. Let's have a look here. Let me do some counting. I'm gonna say all but 2 of the players in the squad get to play.
All but 2.
All but 2.
Any predictions on who the 2 might be?
I'm gonna say Yazbek and Miller. No, Yazbek and Deng.
Okay. Fair. I'm gonna go for another 2 clean sheets. It worked for me last time. I'm gonna go for it again.
Nice. I don't even know what to put for mine. I kind of want to put something like how many cards related. But you know what? 0 red cards.
That's a bit, nice easy one.
Could be an easy one. Who knows? It's over 2 games.
I'm gonna go for the Bacchus, 1 yellow card in each game.
Fair enough. So 1 yellow per game.
Yep.
For Bacchus. Decent.
All right, that's it. Recap. We've gone for Cassini Yengi goal, 10 plus goals, John Iredale debut, Sutar goal, anyone to score a hat trick, all but 2 players to play, 2 clean sheets, 0 red cards, and 1 yellow per game for Bacchus.
Nice.
I reckon we might be on for one there.
In with a shot.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get it, but we'll see how we go.
It might get a line across this time.
Yeah, I tried to go ambitious with some and then not so ambitious with others, but yeah, interesting. Maybe we'll get it.
All right, let's shimmy on over to New Zealand, where Wellington played in Auckland for the last time as a home team as they beat Sydney FC 2-1 thanks to a Hayden Matthews own goal and a Costa Barbarouses winner to cancel out Robbie Mack's early goal for Sydney FC.
This was a very confident game from Costa. I have to say, that he missed a chance in about the 11th minute where he decided to take the shot, but easily could have laid it off to Ben Old. First goal, I can't remember who played the through ball. Might have been Tim Payne went off kind of early, didn't he?
He did go off very early. Salas has an assist.
Oh, okay. Salas must have been the pass through, and then cut across, and then Matthews bundles it in, called for offside, but then brought back. Now, was this? I'm trying to remember. Was that who's comment? Oh no, this is the New Zealand commentators. Yeah,
dude, I love New Zealand commentators.
I like them.
Yeah. I cannot wait for Auckland to be in the comp next year. I cannot wait for more New Zealand.
Do you reckon they'll have the same? Do you reckon that is it? What Pine and who's the other guy? Spoonley.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Do you reckon they'll have the same guys do?
If they're on different days, yes. I hope so.
Decent.
Anyway.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. But yeah, obviously that goal happened, and then Costa threw on his own again. Could have squared it to Ben Old, who was quite open. He probably would have had to stall for a second to get it to him, but decent.
Decent little chop to take it past both Lacerda and Matthews in this as well.
Yeah, and I will note, Costa has overtaken Archie Thompson on all-time goal scorer rankings.
Oh, okay.
And he's now 1 off Shane Smeltz for 4th.
Not Shane Smeltz.
Not Shane Smeltz,
Not
says.
Shane Smeltz.
But interesting because He's 13 off Bruno. Don't know if that'll happen because Bruno's still out there scoring. And then they're about 40 off Berisha. So
I reckon he will overtake Bruno.
I think there's a good chance of it. Yeah.
Berisha and McLaren are a very big stretch, I think.
Yeah, they seem untouchable. But who knows?
'Cause
Maybe
what,
3 more seasons of Costa?
Barbarouses is 34.
Yep.
So let's say he just plays to 36 and scores, 10 each season.
Yeah.
Well, even
Maybe he
Fornaroli
gets
is
Berisha.
36.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And of course, you did that piece on how hard it is to score at 36.
Yes, I did.
Maybe 2 years from now, you're doing a similar one on Costa.
Maybe that's a possibility actually. But
yeah, no, I thought that'd be a good little milestone.
Yeah, Barbarouses. I was a bit harsh on him at the start of the season.
You and Josh, you were like washed.
But
I think you called him washed. I can't remember.
I think I did. But to be fair, he's come back.
He has.
I
He's
need
been...
you stop talking shit on people because they turn out being pretty good for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Tom Waddingham's garbage. Am I right? Come on. Just wait next week.
To be fair, Barbarouses didn't score his first goal until the 18th of December.
True.
And now he has 11. So I
guess it kind of changed when Zavada came out of the squad, right?
Yeah.
He turned from provider to the finisher.
And there is a lot of links with Zavada and Auckland, apparently.
No. Can you imagine Auckland stealing that chant? That'd be so funny. That would be so funny. Oh, poor Wellington.
But yeah, that'd be interesting. But for Wellington, it was just kind of we know that they don't play as conservative at home, but
Yep.
It's a pretty good performance.
I'd say so. One other thing is like, how did you feel about in the lead up to the Mac goal? Was that a foul by Corey Holman? Kind of coming through the back of, I believe it was Finn Sermon.
It's, I don't know. It's very touchy.
Yeah,
it's
because we can err on the side of consistency and say, well, that's a signature, like a staple of Jacob Farrell's game.
Yeah,
and nearly every time, it gets called. Would you say if Sermon I believe it was Sermon, I could be wrong, grabbed the ball as he went down?
I think if he grabs the ball, he does get it.
That's crazy though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's crazy, but I think that's actually how it'll happen.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to give a shout out.
Maybe,
to the goalkeeper from Sydney who played in the first half. Blue hat red mane was completely different.
I've heard the word on the street is blue hat red mane has the most clean sheets, isn't it? Not most clean sheets, but least goals conceded.
Yeah,
with 0.
Blue hat red mane in Wellington has less goals conceded than normal red mane in Wellington. That's all I'm going to say.
Have Auckland got a keeper yet?
Not that I am aware of.
Interesting, because I'm sure Corica's a Redmayne fan, right?
I'm sure he would be. Yeah.
Maybe he brings him over, gives him a dark blue cap.
That is interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that is something that'll happen. But I imagine they're just going to be. Maybe they're just going to snap up the free agents at the moment.
Yeah, true.
With I know they've picked up Dan Hall, which is a pretty big rumor.
Big one.
But yeah, I guess we can leave that to another time. But yeah,
True.
good win for Wellington. Puts them back top of the table for the moment. Mariners do have a game in hand. against City. But yeah, good performance, and rock and rolling over in NZ.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, let's go to MacArthur versus Brisbane. We were at this one. My vlog is out now. I am going to promote that just in case anyone wants to check it out.
Nice.
But 2-1 win for MacArthur. Florent Berenguer opens the scoring. Actually, I didn't know this. First ever game at Ballymore for an A-League men's game.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
That adds up.
Yeah. And then Uzkok equalizes in the 26th, and Raphael picks up the winner in the 42nd. And it was a very, very good defensive display from MacArthur in the second half.
Yeah,
Very
like
good.
Brisbane started strong. My main thing I noticed when that Uzkok goal went in is like we've been big on Brisbane. Brisbane need, better defenders.
Yep.
I think there's only one person who can like genuinely defend on a corner, and it's Tom Aldred, and that's kind of shocking.
Yeah. I don't understand why Berenguer was marking Uzkok, to be completely honest, on the corners.
Yeah. To be fair, Truan is good in the air, and we've noted that many times. But I don't know if he's been as good. I feel like he's better like trailing back.
Yeah.
And winning headers. I don't think he's as good winning headers from corners where there are teams with set pieces trying to create switches and get a free man.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Macklin Freak maybe could take a little bit of blame for that Uzkok header as well, not coming out to claim it or at least punch it away, because it wasn't too far away from him.
Yeah, went past it to the back post, but I don't know.
And then yes, as I mentioned, second half was just a massive defensive display from MacArthur. Keely Adamson gave the ball away for the opening goal for Brisbane, but I think he recovered pretty well. Uzkok, for me, was the player of the match. I think he just headed away everything that came into the box. Don't know why Brisbane continued to try and cross it in.
I think it's their desperation move where they're just trying to find Waddingham's head.
But even when Waddingham wasn't on the field, like they were doing it, and they've got Miliusnich and Berenguer in the middle.
Yeah.
And Rojas at times.
Yeah. Hey, he got 2 headers against Victory. Come on.
He did.
But yeah.
But yeah, it was just a very interesting display from Brisbane. Obviously it was Kai Truan's 100th game for the Raw, and
I think it was 100.
And Corey Brown's 150th, something like that.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for MacArthur, it was just another. We keep saying this week after week, but another great game for Curto.
Yep.
Backus and Lewis in the midfield together probably worked well again.
I like it. I like seeing it. I don't like seeing Holman come off the bench. I like Holman starting, but I really
start next week over Drew.
I reckon so. But yeah, my main thing is when they play with that double pivot. I don't know how many times they've actually been beaten.
Not many, I don't think.
It's not many. It's a very good system.
Yeah.
Obviously, when they did initially play with it, they had Lewis Miller, and not Lewis Miller. Sorry, still think it's
Matt Miller.
Matt Miller. Whoopsies. And he did take a lot of the offensive responsibilities.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have to worry about creating or anything like that. They just facilitate. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Hopefully Matt Miller comes back. We did look before the pod to try and figure out.
I think I have heard that he's not too far away. I think there's a possibility we'll see him before the end of the regular season.
Yeah, I believe initially when the injury happened, they slated that it was a quad injury, right?
12 weeks, something like that, I think.
Yeah, I think it worked out to be like right before finals started.
Yeah.
So you hope. But obviously they don't have to rush him back in. Bernardo's out now, so that's a
massive loss.
So yeah, I'd say just keep that Lewis Backus double pivot, and then use Holman as a wing rotation or
Yep.
starter.
Yep, I like
That'll
it.
be good, and I think MacArthur will finish strong.
Yeah. Just another thing to kind of think about from MacArthur's point of view. I was talking to Keely Adamson after the game, and he was I kind of mentioned, I was like it's good for like you to try and push for top two. He's like, yes, but even if we don't get top two, it's possible we can still get Champions League football, which
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. I'm going to be honest, I hadn't thought of that, because Wellington don't count for
Yep.
AFC because they are Oceania. So that's, they can't compete in the Asian Cup. So for MacArthur to get Champions League football, they need Mariners to win the AFC Cup. I think that's the only thing that they really need to worry about, because whoever wins finals goes into the AFC Cup. So
Okay. Yeah.
because it's normally first place in the A League gets the Champions League. But if Wellington or the Mariners get it and the Mariners win the AFC Cup, Mariners are in the Champions League already. Wellington can't get it, so it goes to third place.
Gotcha. I didn't think it went to third, but I'm not too up on how it works.
Well, like the only reason is that I'm not 100% sure if Keely was 100% positive on it, but I can't see how else they'd do it unless they do give it to the finals winner, which I think is a bit questionable, considering that every time in the finals they've always gone to the AFC Cup.
Yeah, that's true. I honestly, at the start of the season, I was kind of shocked at how many teams were playing AFC, and like which teams were playing. Because
well, Sydney already in AFC Cup for next season because they won the Oz Cup.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Why MacArthur were in it last year.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, how are MacArthur playing when they like? Okay, I got it now.
Yeah. So still a massive opportunity for MacArthur to get Asian football next year.
Yeah, no, definitely.
A bit of knowledge passed on to me by Mr.
Nice.
Adamson.
Mr. Adamson. Anything else on this game?
Nah, let's go on to the final game of the round.
Decent.
Which lifted my spirits after last Tuesday's absolute drubbing.
Nice.
Wanderers get their first win in Perth in over 10 years. 10 years.
That is a stat. That is a stat.
10 years. Adam Taggart's, got one for the home side just on halftime from a Lawrence Thomas mistake. And I have heard that he got an absolute spraying from Mark Redan.
Yikes.
Brendan Barella, though, opened the scoring 11 minutes in, and then Lachie Brook with a winner in the 83rd minute. That can't do him any harm for Lachie of the week. But
true.
We can't say this very often, but a good defensive display for the Wanderers.
Yeah. Look, despite that, I still really want to see for the rest of the season Marcelo and Hendricks as centre backs.
You reckon that's more?
I think that's the play.
Bonnetig, Marcelo?
I think there's too many question marks around that defense, and it was fine. This game was fine. I think
they also swapped at halftime again.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my. It's too unstable. I don't think you can play one centre half for one half and then another the next half.
Yeah.
I think Hendricks has the match fitness now. Is Brillante's back, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Wait till Brillante's back. Sorry. Hopefully, if you have Brillante Priestman in the midfield, then I'd happily say drop Hendricks back.
Okay. Yep.
But
that's fair enough.
Like, considering how many attacking midfielders there are already, like, I don't see why they need Hendricks in that logjam, especially when he's already proved that he can be like a solid defender.
Yep. No, that's fair. We did see major changes though for this game for the Wanderers.
Yeah.
So we saw Beedling, Brook, Milanovic, Cicluna all drop out. And then we also saw Marcelo come back in. We saw Antonsen come into the starting lineup. Kittle came into the starting lineup. Ninkovic. I think that's it. And Clisby.
Yeah, wait, who played? Hang on, I think we're
Because
missing
Cicluna
someone.
played midweek.
So your left mid, right mid. So it was Ninkovic and
Kittle.
Okay, yeah, already mentioned Kittle. Yeah, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, no, you didn't get. You got him. You got it. You got him. You got him.
You got it? I got
Yeah.
it? I got it.
You got it.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, sweet.
But yeah, a decent display by the Wanderers. Surprisingly, away from home, the RBB was there to an extent, but they stayed quiet during the match as per their current strike, I guess. And they had a pretty good chat with the players after the game, from what I saw.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Another point in this game as well. Second time this week that there were like one major theme that we talked about, well, not major, but is how the linesmen now keep their flag down.
Yep.
And then some people get annoyed by it. But twice this week we had, linesmen let the play run out and then go, oh no, that was offside, when it wasn't.
Yep.
And thankfully we've got VAR to pick it up. And we did have someone in the commentary booth pick it up in your good friend Daniel McBreen.
Yes, my good friend Daniel McBreen.
Yes. Yeah, and I did point this out last time when Archie Thompson was on commentary, and he was like, "That's a goal, 100%."
Yeah.
And yeah, same again from McBreen. I think we need more previous players in commentary. I'll say it again.
100%.
Like,
It does.
I don't think it destroys the game not having it, but I think it adds way more to the experience having it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because it's people who they know it's instincts.
They know, as some would say, they've played the game.
Yeah, they can read it much quicker.
Yeah.
So it's not like just say what you see. It's like it's another level of it, and I certainly appreciate that because I mention a lot of sports that I watch. You watch a lot of other sports as well.
Yep.
And like I feel like commentary is meant to add an extra element of things that you can't see.
Yeah.
And when we don't have all the commentators at the ground and getting a full view of everything, I at least hope that they're showing more of what we are actually seeing but not seeing.
Yep.
Like the hidden game of what actually giving us some insight. But yeah, that was I like that. That's very valuable, and yeah, big up.
Big up McBreen.
Big up McBreen.
Yeah. Look, honestly, other than that, I don't really have much on this game.
No, just was it like just a let off for you? You were kind of expecting to be
just relief. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a shock, really.
Fair
I didn't even celebrate Lachie Brooks' goal because I was like, damn, Perth are going to come down the other end and probably win it at this point. But
it was it last week I said glory time? I think it was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, glory time. It's a thing. It's a thing. You gotta be on your toes.
Fortunately for the Wanderers, we didn't have to see it.
Yeah. Massive let off.
Yeah. All right. Want to go into don't have a preview for next week. We don't have a quiz. Since it is international break, we are going to just go through and talk about what teams we think are going to make the finals.
True. Oh, first we've got game of the week and player of the week.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Lachie Power ranking.
Very true. I am getting ahead of myself.
That's all right. You just didn't want to hear my game of the week.
I'd argue that was last week, but
no, it was on a Tuesday. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, Melbourne City Western Sydney Wanderers is my game of the week. Dom.
I don't know. I half want to give it to Newcastle Adelaide because I think that was an entertaining 1-0,
Okay.
but I'm not going to. I'm going to
Okay.
give it to Wellington Sydney.
Nice. Okay. I like that.
Just a fun team to watch at the moment. Wellington.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give my player of the week to Costa Barbarouses for
Fair.
essentially, I'd say winning the game.
Yep.
And you need your talisman to turn up to win titles, and he's showing. He's showing.
I'm going to give mine to. Oh God, I don't know.
While you decide, I will mention that Josh put down Western. Was it West? Hang on. Yeah, we've just used different. Yeah, I wrote it down wrong. Western United versus Melbourne Victory was the game that Josh picked. That was his game of the week. And he put Pena as his player of the week yet again, doubling down.
Yeah, he is. He's buying into the Pena train at the moment. I'm going to go Garuccio as my player of the week.
Nice. Okay. Decent. Is that?
Yeah.
I don't think it's the first time he's gotten it.
I think he's gotten it a couple of times, maybe now.
Yeah. Decent.
But little podcast plug as well. Obviously talking about the Learning A-Leagues podcast. So thanks, Van Garuccio.
Don't know what that was about. Anyway, an update on the Lachie Power rankings. We had 3 Lachies in action. That's right, 3. And only one was really getting into the action. It's another very good performance from Lachie Brook in comparison to the other Lachies. Sorry, fellas. But picking up a goal away against Perth. Scrappy goal, but in terms of meaning for the season, it could make them reach finals. So big goal, big moment. He is my Lachie of the week. As we mentioned before, Lachie Bayliss picked up 8 minutes. Good to see him back. Hopefully he gets a bit more of a run, but it looks like they won't be playing finals. So only, potential 5 more games for him? Yeah, and then Lachie Wales, not too much done in this week, but hoping for him. He had a good week last week and the week before, so he's definitely not out of it to win the inaugural Lachie Cup.
So Kiva's still ahead of Bayliss and Rose.
He is indeed. Yeah. Yep.
Easy. So we got Lachie Brook in first, Lachie Wales second, and Lachie Kiva still in third. But
no changing to the rankings, but yeah, a good buffer between Brook and Wales after Wales almost brought it back. He almost got back in the first last week, but it's exciting. It's exciting.
Coming down to the wire in the Lachie Power rankings, something you don't want to miss coming into the end of the season.
Very true. The greatest segment in Australian sports. Thank you very much.
But yeah, as mentioned before, we're just going to give a quick rundown of who we think is going to make finals.
Yep.
We've gone through all the matches remaining in the last 5-6 games. Some teams have 6, some teams have 5. I think it's about 50-50.
Yep.
But I guess we start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Who we think is going to come last. We've got Newcastle coming last. We haven't got Newcastle winning another game for the rest of the season, actually.
Yeah.
They have a pretty difficult run in. They have City, Sydney, Brisbane, Wellington, and Mariners. That's a pretty rough run in.
Yeah, if anything, I could possibly see them getting a point from City or Brisbane. Yeah. But that's about it, in my opinion.
Even Wellington, they did perform well against Wellington at the start of the season, but Wellington, I think, are hitting their stride and won't want to miss out on first place.
True. But also, I feel like at that point, Newcastle, they were more hit or miss then.
Yeah.
But now they just miss.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And then 11th, we've got Adelaide. We have Adelaide only picking up 4 more points for the rest of the season. got them drawing with Brisbane on the final game, which is actually Aaron Gunder's last game in the A League, and
which
we
will
have
hopefully
them.
be out.
I would definitely be out.
Yep. I've
That's
told work I am not coming in.
yeah. And then that we've got them beating Western in the next game week as well.
Nice.
So on to 10th place, we have Perth. So, we've got Western United picking up a fair few points in the last few weeks. So we've got Perth 11th. We've got them picking up another 4 points as well, but they will be ahead of Adelaide by 2 points.
I've gone picking up 7.
Yes, sorry, I'm looking at Adelaide's. So we've got Perth picking up 7 points, picking up a draw against Sydney, a win against Adelaide, and a win against Western.
Yep.
So, pretty good results there for Perth. They'll still be in those Oz Cup playoff games, but yeah, it'll be a good end to the season to an extent for Perth. They have a pretty rough run in as well. And then we have Western United 9th, so we've got them coming up to 9th. We've got them picking up 9 points in the last 6 games. We've got them losing to Adelaide, winning at MacArthur due to that being the Tarneet homecoming. And then we've got them beating Adelaide, and we've actually got them beating City as well.
Yeah, so a bit of what we used to call Wanderers form. Win-loss, win-loss.
Yeah.
To end out the season.
They have been good against City when they have played them this year. That's
true.
That's our thought on that game. We got the beating MacArthur, obviously, as I mentioned before, the Tarneet homecoming. I think that's the main thing that's going to take them over the line in that one.
Yeah, exactly. And those 4 teams you just mentioned, as I kind of looked at over the past couple of seasons, it's roughly 30, high 30s point-wise in terms of where you want to end up to get top 6. So we haven't got any of these teams even hitting 30. So they look to be the teams that don't really have a chance. And then next team, we've got Brisbane, who after that MacArthur game, they definitely feel out of it.
Yeah.
But mathematically, they could be in with a shot.
They just have to pretty much win a lot of their games remaining.
Yeah. Well, what we've got, it could be tricky. We've only predicted them to pick up 6 points. That's 1 win and 3 draws out of the remaining 5. So we reckon they ended up on 32. And then from there, it's kind of this is where it gets interesting, isn't it?
Especially these next 2 teams, these can be very easily interchangeable. But we've gone with City 7th, Western Sydney 6th. But
just creeping in.
Yeah. I probably used my bias a bit in that prediction. Since I have Western Sydney winning the Sydney derby, literally only because it's at Allianz. Western Sydney, I don't think I've lost a derby at Allianz since it's reopened. So
yeah, well, it's 2 very important, like I'd call them swing games that need to go right for the Wanderers to be able to pull off 6, which it's iffy. So week 24, they've got to win the Sydney derby.
Yep.
And then they've got to beat City week 25 in what's essentially a 6-point contest.
It is a massive, massive game. It'll be a repeat of the 7-0. It's at CommBank. Hopefully by that point that the RBB are back, because that'll be a massive boost for the Wanderers.
That is going to be a big game. Yeah. That being said, though, City do have an extra game, but they need that extra game to get the points they need to get into 6.
Yeah.
So it's another place where things could go wrong.
We've got City beating Newcastle, losing to the Mariners, drawing with victory in the derby, beating Perth, losing to the Wanderers. That's the game that we mentioned. That's the big one. And then we've got them losing to Western. So we've got them losing the last 2 games to kind of miss out on finals.
Yeah. And if they beat Western, I can't remember if they win.
They would go in.
They make it in on wins?
Yep. I think they'd be equal on wins and they'd go ahead on goal difference, I believe.
Oh, okay. Because of, 7-0. Yeah. So that being said, ties back again to that week 25 match where how many goals can Western Sydney put in, and can they win it?
Oh no, Western Sydney would go in on wins.
Are they going on wins? There you
They
go.
would go in on wins. So
Interesting.
it could be a massive contention point for that new wins scenario that the A-League have put out.
Well, the win-loss form.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then got Sydney on 5th, the equal points with the Wanderers, but ahead on wins. Yeah. Is that what we had?
I'm unsure about wins, but there'll be equal points given what we've concocted.
So it'll be equal wins, and go ahead on goal difference.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a loss to the Mariners, which I don't think we'll get onto it in a sec, but Mariners are hot right now.
Yeah.
A draw away to Perth. Well, they've got to play Perth twice in this stretch.
Yeah.
We've got a win against Newcastle. We've said a loss in the Sydney Derby because it seems like away teams just seem to be doing it. A draw to Macarthur in the the good Sydney Derby. Sorry. And then a home win against Perth to get the run into finals going.
Yeah. So it could be a very, very close end to the season, especially around that 7th to 6th spot.
Yeah. Well, I guess one of the other swing game we mentioned being Sydney Derby.
Yeah.
You write that the other way around. All of a sudden, Wanderers drop out, as we said. City come in, and then you're looking at Sydney coming up into 4th ahead of Victory.
Yeah.
So 2 games could really just change the landscape of who's playing finals and who's where.
Yeah, it could be absolutely massive. As we mentioned, Victory in 4th. We've got them only losing one of their next 5 games, but we've only got them winning one of their next 5 games. So we've actually got them finishing the season on 14 draws.
Classic.
So we've got them beating Perth.
Is that a record? Sorry, is that a record?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's got to be, yeah.
100%, right? I'll double check that if you want to go through the...
Yeah, for sure. So to finish out the regular season, we've got a win against Perth. We're going to say a draw against City, as we mentioned, in the Melbourne Derby. I can't see them getting past Wellington. I reckon a draw to Brisbane, and then a draw to the Wanderers.
Yep.
That sounds, yeah. I'd look. They haven't.
Most draws in a season is 12.
There we go. Oh, so they haven't even broken the record yet. But to be fair, 5 games to go. Nice. Yeah, one more game to tie it up, and they've got 5 to go. So interesting.
Yeah, so we've got them. Yeah.
That of course, leaves Macarthur in 3rd after that. They've kind of had a tussle between who's gonna get the 3rd spot between Macarthur and Victory.
Yeah, and remembering it is most wins, as we mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Macarthur winning the West Sydney Derby, because of course everything has to be a derby.
Yep.
And then beating the... Do we have them winning this one? Yeah.
We have them losing.
That's right. Losing to Western in the odd one out derby. And then winning against Adelaide, who just can't seem to get things right, unfortunately, to end the season. Apology rescinding video is probably coming. Who knows?
Yep, loading.
A draw to Sydney in, as I mentioned, the contenders Sydney Derby.
Yep.
And a loss to Wellington to end the regular season.
Yeah, so we've got the Macarthur finishing 3rd, and as we mentioned, if the Mariners win the AFC Cup, they will be playing Champions League of football.
Exciting.
Very exciting for Macarthur. And then on to probably the toughest kind of positions to pick.
Yep.
We have... I actually put that wrong. So we have Mariners and Wellington. Let's just go through the games first, and then we'll tell the people who we've got winning at the end.
True.
If they have the date on their wins and goal difference, they'll know. But leave it to the end.
Yeah.
So we've got Mariners beating Sydney, Mariners beating City. And then we have a draw between Mariners and Wellington, which in all accounts could be the biggest game in recent A-League history.
Where is that? That's in Wellington, right?
Yes. No. It's at Gosford.
It's at Gosford. Ooh, I wish that was at Wellington. I feel like that'd be a bigger game at Wellington.
I do too.
But that's okay. Actually, just speaking on that, was Wellington versus Sydney, was that 18K attendance?
Yeah, it was massive attendance.
Shout out to that. That's Wellington a drawing, and
In
I guess some of that could be it could be Auckland, but it's good to see that football's thriving over there. So
100%. Shout out the brothers over in New Zealand. And then we've got the beating Western, which will be at Tarneet, which could be a bit of a dicey game, but I've got them winning that one. Adelaide, we've got Mariners beating, and we've got them beating Newcastle in the F3 Derby to end out the season.
Nice.
For Wellington, we have Wellington beating Brisbane. Got them drawing to the Mariners, as we just mentioned. Got them beating Victory. Got them beating Newcastle. And as we've mentioned, we've got them beating MacArthur. So we've got both teams going undefeated for their last 5 and 6 games respectively in the season.
Yeah, because of course Mariners have that game in hand, but as we mentioned with City, they need that game in hand in order to make up for 3 points that Wellington have just secured for themselves already. That being said, based on you mentioned the wins and how we now go by things, we've got the Mariners winning the premiership.
We have the Mariners winning the premiership on matches 1, which will be absolutely crazy if we have.
Would they lose on goal difference?
No, I think they beat them on goal difference as well. Actually,
okay. Well, no controversy there then.
No, but that could change before the end of the season. But wouldn't it be massive if matches 1 changed, decided both the premiership and the top 6?
Yeah, especially if it's in the first season of it happening.
Yeah,
that's controversial.
Very, but I like it. I love it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that is our our final prediction of a top 6.
I think we need to. Well, obviously we'll have this saved here. We'll track it. Obviously we've sucked at predictions, but
100%.
We'll see what percentage we get of this for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I think that'll wrap us up for episode 23 of Learning A-League. Lachlan, it's been a pleasure as always.
It has been delightful.
And for those interested in some NPL content, check out Learning QPL as well. That'll be out on Wednesday, so the day before this goes out. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out.
It's already up.
It's already out. And there were some massive games on the NPL Queensland this week as well. So you're going to have to want to listen to that one.
A delightful free kick from Daniel Leck and a collapse. Anyway, listen to it.
Bit of a teaser there. But anyway, thank you all for listening and watching. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Rate us 5 stars. And of course, we will see you next week. Au revoir.
See ya.